For 6 weeks, my HR business partner told everyone in our office that I had been sleeping with the CEO. I had not. She started the rumor because I had filed a harassment complaint against her boyfriend, who happened to be another manager at the company. What she did not know was that our building was covered, floor to floor, by a security camera system that she herself had signed off on. I had been at the company for just over 2 years when this started. I was a senior analyst in a mid-sized firm. My work was solid, my reviews were good, and I had generally liked coming to work. The CEO was a 63-year-old man I had spoken to maybe 4 times in my entire tenure, always in passing. He was the grandfather of 2 and had worked at the company for 31 years. The harassment complaint I filed was against a manager named Eric. Eric worked in a different department than I did, but we had occasion to collaborate on projects. Over the course of several months, he had made comments I found increasingly uncomfortable, had twice tried to corner me at work events, and had sent me messages from his work account that left nothing to interpretation. I saved all the messages. I filed the complaint through our HR portal with full documentation. The complaint was routed to the HR business partner assigned to our building, a woman named Megan. I did not know, when I filed, that Megan and Eric had been dating for about a year. This was against company policy, but they had never disclosed it. Within a week of filing my complaint, the rumor started. The first time I heard it was from a friend on my team. She pulled me aside, looking embarrassed, and told me that people in the office were saying I was having an affair with the CEO, and that this was why I had suddenly been given access to things above my pay grade. I had not been given access to anything. I traced the rumor backward over the next 3 days. 3 separate people confirmed they had heard some version of it from Megan, or from Eric, or from one specific person in Megan's orbit who was known as a gossip. The rumor had several specifics designed to make it credible. It alleged that I had been seen entering the CEO's private office after hours. It alleged that the CEO had personally intervened to approve a recent project of mine. It alleged that I had once been seen leaving the parking garage at the same time as him, late at night. None of these things had happened. I had never been in his private office. He had not approved any of my projects. I had certainly never left the parking garage at the same time as him. But the rumor had legs. I started noticing the way conversations stopped when I entered the break room. I started noticing the way people from other departments looked at me. I did not confront Megan. I did not confront Eric. I did not go to the CEO. Instead, I requested a meeting with our head of internal security. Our company had installed, about 18 months earlier, a comprehensive security camera system covering the main entrances, all hallways, the parking garage, the elevator lobbies, and every conference room. The system stored footage for 90 days. I knew this because the rollout had been led by Megan's department, and she had personally sent a company-wide email announcing the system and detailing its coverage. The head of security was a man named Dan. He was a retired cop. I sat down with him and explained, calmly and in detail, that I was the subject of a rumor that I had been meeting with the CEO after hours, and that I needed to establish definitively whether this had ever happened. I said I was prepared to pay for the audit personally if needed. Dan was quiet for a moment. Then he said he could pull the footage for me under company policy, because the rumor concerned me directly, and I was making a formal request through his office. He said it would take a few days. He pulled 90 days of footage. He cross-referenced every entry I had made to the building with every entry the CEO had made. He pulled every parking garage entry and exit log. He pulled every elevator log. The result was clean. I had never been in any part of the building with the CEO after hours. I had never entered his office. I had never been in the parking garage at the same time as him. There was no overlap anywhere in 90 days of footage. Dan wrote a 1-page memo summarizing his findings. He signed it, he dated it. He asked me whether I wanted him to send it anywhere. I asked him to send it to the chief legal officer directly, with a copy to the CEO's executive assistant. Within 48 hours, the CLO had called for an HR investigation into the rumor, its origin, and the handling of my original harassment complaint. Megan was interviewed. Eric was interviewed. Several witnesses I had identified in my initial complaint were re-interviewed. The investigation took about 3 weeks. At the end of it, Eric was terminated for the harassment I had originally reported, which was substantiated in full. Megan was terminated for 3 reasons: failure to disclose her relationship with a party to a complaint she was supposed to investigate impartially, deliberate delay of the investigation itself, and the spreading of a false and defamatory rumor about an employee under investigation. The CEO sent me a short, handwritten note the week after. It said, "I am sorry you had to defend yourself against a lie that involved me. I am grateful you trusted the process. Please come speak with me when you're ready." I spoke with him once, briefly. He was a kind man. He apologized again. He asked if there was anything the company could do to make me feel safer in the building. He did not try to handle it with a payout or a non-disclosure. He simply asked. I stayed with the company for another year. I left on my own terms, for a better role at a different firm. Here is what I learned. People who start rumors almost always forget what the rest of the building has recorded. A building with cameras has a memory. A company with email archives has a memory. The people trying to rewrite your story forget, constantly, that 100 other systems are quietly writing it down correctly. Has someone ever started a rumor about you at work? Tell me in the comments.